Hello, and today I want to talk about the importance of noticing red flags in your friendships, not just your romantic relationships. So I got on Bumble BFF because I just moved to the beach and I'm trying to make friends down here. So I matched with this girl and I'm talking about crocheting because I'm like, oh, I'm crocheting a skirt right now. She's like, crocheting is so cool. Like, I want to learn. I'm like, it's easy to learn. You could totally do it. And she's like, please teach me. So I'm like, okay, let's go to the beach and crochet together and I'll teach you how to do it, right? So then she doesn't answer me for like a week and she's like, sorry, my life has been so crazy, like with moving and everything, like you were still in the back of my mind, like when do you want to go to the beach and crochet? So then I'm like, okay, so when are you free? She tells me when she's free and that she's available on Tuesday, July 11th. And I'm like, okay, do you want to hang out Tuesday, July 11th? And she's like, well, actually it's my mom's birthday, so let's go a different day. So I'm like, okay, do you want to go Sunday? Then on Monday, she texts me back and was like, which Sunday? And I'm like, the Sunday that just passed, but like this Sunday also, right? And then she never answers me. I post this whole experience onto TikTok talking about how like these girls in Bumble BFF are treating me like an ugly boy that they don't want to hang out with, right? And then someone in the comments brought this to my attention that like, if she's acting this way in the beginning, being friends with her is just gonna be bad because she's always gonna act this way when trying to make plans. And then it made me realize that I'm not looking for red flags in terms of friendships, but I do that with like a romantic partner, but I'm just not thinking about that because I'm just like, well, this is friends, so it should be different, right? So that comment really made me think, and I started thinking about my past relationship with friends and how I didn't notice these red flags. So I was friends with this girl at my old waitressing job, and then we started to hang out like outside of work, right? And I would always text her and she would take forever to answer me back. Like she would take days to answer me, or like I would just keep sending her messages. Like with a guy, I would never do that. Like if I'm sending you messages and you don't respond to me, like it's over and I'm like freaking out about this. But I wasn't freaking out about it. Like I just kept sending her things and then she would answer me within like a few days, or sometimes she would just never answer me. But then eventually like I would say something and then she would answer me, right? So I guess you could say like she didn't really want to be friends with me, right? But anyways, when we would hang out, it would be really fun. So she showed me before that she isn't actually a good friend. So at work, I always close because I like to close. But then one day she was like to me, do you mind closing tonight? Like I'm busy tonight, I gotta do something. So I was kind of confused why she even asked me this because I always close. But so then I'm like, okay, like what do you have to do? She's like, I'm going out. And I'm like, oh, with who? Then she said how she's going out with our other coworkers who aren't working that day. And then I'm like, what the heck? Everyone's going out and you guys didn't invite me? And she's kind of being secretive about it because she's just saying like, oh, I'm going out. And she's not saying who. But then she did when I asked her, right? So then I was kind of like, oh, like you guys weren't going to invite me? And then she still didn't invite me. Anyways, I make up with her over this, even though to me that was rude. Like, I was like, is it because those other girls don't like me? Or because it was making me feel like she didn't even want me to be there? But she's like, well, we went out last time without them, even though they literally were invited. I was like, well, they were invited that time. And she's like, oh, I don't remember. Like, kind of acting dumb, but whatever. I forgive her. Then when my birthday comes, she knew my birthday was coming up because she kept asking me like, oh, what are we going to do for your birthday, right? Whatever. Then when my birthday comes, she ends up working. And she took off, like, working on the weekend. So I didn't think I had to tell her, oh, take off a Friday, because she's been taking off Fridays. But then for some reason she was working that day, whatever. Then we end up going out, but we go out and we get there and she doesn't even have her ID, and she's just 21. Like she's acting like she doesn't know. Like I didn't think I needed to tell you this. Like you need your ID when you go to a bar, right? So obviously we didn't get in because she's like, I have it on my phone. Like I thought I was going to be able to get in with my phone, right? And what made this situation so bad was the gaslighting that was happening. So at 9 o'clock, like I'm ready to go, I'm waiting for her, right? And I told her that my dad can drive us because it's 9 o'clock and she keeps taking forever to get ready. So then it's like 10 and I don't even think we went until like 11. And so I keep texting her like, where are you at? What's going on? Like, hurry up. Then she calls me and she's like, where are you? Like, we're waiting for you. I'm like, no, you weren't waiting for me, because if you were, you would have texted me that you're waiting for me. You're not even responding to my messages, whatever. And I'm like, my dad doesn't want to drive me anymore because now it's 11 and it's late, and he's saying that like, I don't know, something about his foot or something was bothering him. And when I had asked my dad to take me, it was gonna be for like 9:30, like 10 o'clock, and now it's 11 o'clock, and so he didn't want to take me anymore. And so she's like upset about this, and I'm like, well, why can't your dad take us? And like, whatever, her dad is allowed to not take us. So then she wants to Uber, and she's like, well, you have to pay for the Uber. Literally, guys, I was gonna do this. Well, actually, no, I wasn't, I don't think, because at this point I was like, I don't even want to freaking go anymore. Like, you're pissing me off. But then she ended up driving us there, and then the whole thing happened with the ID, and then she's like, well, I didn't know, like, you should have told me. I didn't know I needed to tell you this. And then she's like, well, you should know better. Like, you're 25 now. Like, you shouldn't have shitty friends. Like, you should have better friends. You should know better. Like, what? She's kind of like saying, like, I'm the bad person and I don't care, and you should know better because you shouldn't have been friends with me. And honestly, I guess she's right. I shouldn't have been her friend. So then I sort of end the friendship with her. But then I see her at work again, and then it's kind of like, we have good moments. So I realized it was kind of like a love bombing relationship, like that you have with a romantic narcissist person, right? But then it was a friendship. Don't be friends with narcissists. So anyways, like we would have really good moments followed by like shitty experience. So it's like a kind of like a roller coaster, like high and low. And really these good moments, when you think about it, they're not even that good. You're just really hyping them up and romanticizing them because of the fact that you have all these shitty moments. So when you have a regular moment, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I sort of ended the friendship with her, but I'm still holding on to hope. So I moved to the beach and I haven't been seeing her, but I still would text her sometimes and I would be like, oh, come to the beach and visit me, right? She says she's gonna come visit me, but then she never actually comes and she's still getting into this not answering phase. Kind of like that girl on Bumble, right? Who's like, I wanna hang out with you, but then she doesn't. It's just like a lie. So now I'm really like, okay, I just need to forget about this person and move on. But the thing about me is like in the past, I would be friends with people and then like I would have an experience happen. So then I would end the friendship with them and I wouldn't make like a relationship repair. And then I thought that it was bad to be like that. And I thought that you needed to like repair a relationship and try to save the friendship. So that's why I forgave her all these times. But then I realized that like it's okay to end a friendship, and it's not about not being good at relationship repairs. Not every relationship needs to be repaired. Why would you want to repair a relationship with a shitty person? Because then they're always going to be shitty to you and you're always just going to have to repair it. Like it's different if you're friends with a good person and then they do something that hurts your feelings, but it's like not crazy. And then like if it's something like that, obviously you can repair the friendship with them because you know like that kind of stuff doesn't happen all the time. But like if stuff like that happens all the time, like just end it with them and don't feel bad about it, and just you need to move on. So that's something that kind of fucked me up a little bit because I was like, it's bad to end friendships abruptly and not repair them, and I need to learn how to repair them. But that's not true. Not everything needs to be repaired. So as soon as you see these red flags, you just need to get out of it and you just need to move on. And it's just better to be alone and have no friends than to be friends with somebody shitty that's taking you on an emotional roller coaster every day and is just giving you clear signs that they do not care about you. So when you release somebody, that's when you open the door for somebody new to come in. And I actually have made new friends with like my roommates and my housemates. I have yet to meet anybody and hang out with them actually off of Bumble BFF, because I guess those people on there are flaky and I guess they're nervous. They don't actually want to be friends with people. So right now I'm just learning to trust the universe and trust that the people I'm meant to be friends with will come into my life when the time is right, and to just stop wasting my time on people that clearly do not want to be friends and who are not making an effort, because if it's not worth it. So I don't have like an extensive list of all the red flags in friends, but like you'll feel it. If you feel as though this person doesn't care about you and you feel that this just relationship isn't working out and you feel like they're being shitty towards you, that's just a red flag, and just end it. And I feel like when people show you their true colors, it's like the universe is trying to tell you like, see, this is the person for who they are. Do you actually want to be friends with this person? No, you don't. Or they're like showing you that this person is not for you. Like I saw once that like the universe will make people say a certain thing that like you're like, whoa, I didn't know you were like that. Like I can't see past this and we cannot be friends. When she was like, you should know better and you should have better friends. Like, what are you doing? Kind of thing. So just don't make excuses for people. When people show you who you are, believe them. And just because it's not a relationship, like a romantic relationship, doesn't mean that you can settle for less and settle for shitty, mediocre friends, because you're not going to be happy with them. So what I'm going to do is make a list of things in a friendship that I just will not tolerate. And that's people that do not answer me like within an hour, okay? I'm going to take it to an hour. If you're not answering me back within days, that's literally ridiculous. Show me that you care about me. And if you don't care about me, get the F out of my life. And I guess you just have to do the removing of people. And don't linger them and try to force the connection and keep on texting people when they don't answer you. Like, that's kind of embarrassing of me that I was doing that. But I will not be doing that anymore. So thank you so much for listening. I wanted to make this video because I don't know if other people feel this way, like they aren't looking for red flags in friendships, because a lot of people talk about like red flags and like guys, women, like in a relationship, but I don't see that many people talking about it with friends. So you should just start to think about that and think like, does my friend have red flags? And like, why am I being friends with this person? So thank you so much for listening. Please like and comment if this video was helpful for you. Bye. Something that I think can help is changing your belief system and working on your mindset. So if you have the belief that people don't care about you, this could become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you might attract people into your life that don't care about you. And I guess that's what I was doing, right? Having these friends who are showing me that they don't care about me and making me feel like they don't care about me, right? But if I start believing that people do care about me, then maybe I'll start to attract people that actually care about me and have more experiences where I feel as though people do actually care about me. So it's kind of like in my other video how I said that you should start believing that people do like you, and that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, instead of thinking that people don't like you, because then that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And I'm not saying this to be mean, and like, don't blame yourself being like, oh, I manifested this terrible friend because of my thoughts, right? It's just moving forward. Let's see what can happen if we can think that people do care about us. And I did start thinking this also, and so I would like notice moments like in my life of people showing me that they care about me. And I feel like when you change your belief system, it's not always that like your life changes and now suddenly everybody cares about you, but you start to notice that the people that you previously thought didn't care about you actually do care about you, and you notice like the ways that people do show you love now, and instead of just like looking for the negatives. Because if you believe that people don't care about you, then your mind is going to look for reasons to confirm that that's true. But then when you start to believe that people do care about you, then your mind is going to look for reasons that that's true. So that's something that I found to help me. So I'm just going to have to continue to do that. It's like something that you have to do every day. So once you catch yourself thinking, nobody cares about me, you just have to go, stop. People do care about me, and just keep believing that until it ends up becoming true. Like, it might not feel true at first, but eventually it might start to feel true. So when I say that you'll start to notice that the people in your life actually care about you, I mean like your family members and like maybe strangers and like certain friends, right? Obviously, like some people have like abusive family members. Like, I'm not talking about abusive people who are mean to you. Like, I wouldn't say that this friend was abusive, but like, she's obviously showing me clear signs that she doesn't care and that she's not a good friend. Like, somebody like that, you need to remove them from your life, and they're not worth your time. But like a regular person, you'll start to notice things that they do care about you, right? As an example, a month ago, I went to my friend's birthday party, and I don't really know her friends because she's a nurse, so she has like her nursing friends, and then she also has some friends from school that I didn't go to with because I just know her from high school, right? So I went into the situation thinking that people do like me, instead of having my old belief of people don't like me, right? And so then something that I noticed was that when me and my friend were taking photos, the one girl was taking them of us, and then I didn't really like the photos, so she kept redoing them. And then my one friend is like, no, like, this is good. And then the girl's like, no, I want to make sure these are good for Grace. Like, I want to make sure that she likes them. And so like, she cared and was happy to take the pictures, right? And then just other things were happening. Like, we were making s'mores, and then somebody offered me like one of the s'more sticks. And like, I don't really remember now, but it was just like little things that like these people I don't know who just met me, like, were showing me that they care about me. So you'll notice like things like that. You're not going to notice that shit from a friend who clearly is not meant to be in your life, but from other people you will. So rewatching this video, and the fact that I even had experiences to make this video and that I was thinking about this, just shows me that I need to work on more of my self-worth. Because like, if I really loved myself to the fullest, like, why would I be putting up with these people that have a bunch of red flags and don't want to be friends with me, clearly? So that's what I'm going to be focusing on now. So I'm just showing you guys where I've been, and then you'll see where I'm going to be at, because then I'm going to have a bunch of friends that actually do care about me, and then I care about them too. You want it to be mutual. You don't want to have a friend that's like obsessed with you and you don't care about them, right? Like, it has to be mutual, and we're all going to get that.